Fitzwilliam Darcy, of Pemberley in Derbyshire. Those who truly knew the gentleman spoke of him as the finest landlord and master, quite unlike some young men who were restless and thought only of themselves. There was not one of his tenants or servants that would not give him a good name. He was fiercely loyal. So long as it was within his power, there was nothing he would not do for those closest to him. Any young woman would be fortunate indeed to have his love and devotion. That is to say, any rational young woman. But, judging by Miss Elizabeth Bennet's behaviour that evening, she was far from rational. Indeed, she was her own worst enemy. The parsonage walls flew by in a blur as Darcy stormed out of the front door, slamming it behind him. With his heart shattered, he stomped onto the stone path and across the lawn. He mounted his horse and set off through the park veiled in darkness. An empty feeling of despair took root in his stomach, his heart racing, his mind a jumble of disbelief and regret. The moon and stars, hidden behind blankets of clouds, left him blind to whatever perils lay ahead, as his anger choked back his disbelief, urging him faster into the dark night. The way Elizabeth had looked at him, her eyes cold and accusatory, would no doubt haunt him until the day he died. "I'd not known you for a month before realising you were the last man in the world I could ever be prevailed on to marry." Elizabeth had spoken with a coldness that could have destroyed him had he been a lesser man. "I cannot believe it. She hates me. Her mind has been poisoned against me from almost the first moment of our acquaintance. I was utterly oblivious to her disdain. Foolishly supposing I'd ingratiated myself with her these past days in Kent, more than compensating for my feigned indifference all those weeks in Hertfordshire. All in vain. But no, nothing I could have said or done would have been enough for her to forgive me for imagined slights and a perceived blow to her pride." Darcy tried remembering the worst things she had said to him, and his anger flared up again. It was hard not to wince when he remembered how she had shaken her head at him, like a mother reprimanding a child for his foolishness. He could not believe that he had been so blind. How could he have misunderstood her so completely? He cursed himself for his obtuseness and failure to understand this before it was too late. She yelled at me. She called me arrogant, rude, and insulting. But I am none of those things. I'm a gentleman and only have the best of intentions. The problem is that I was too honest, too straightforward, and she took offence. I only attempted to be earnest in expressing my feelings for her. Her family is beneath mine in rank and fortune. Was I wrong in pointing out the obvious? But even so, I do not love her for her fortune or social standing. I love her because she is the most charming, intelligent, and witty woman I have ever met. At least, I thought she was all those things. How could I have been so mistaken about her character? I am such a fool, thinking I could make her happy. I thought my wealth and stature would impress her. If I'd known she hated me so much, I would never have courted her so ardently during our time here in Kent. I surely would not have given my cousin the strongest hint about my intention toward her. Not only did I suggest as much to the Colonel, but to Anne as well. What will either of them think upon learning what a fool I've been?
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.